wanted to make an effort to do today. But yeah, we're working every day. And this past week has been good to us. But it's because we've put the work in for sure.
That full court pressure works on just about everybody, right? I mean, that really melts the team. Can you feel that as the game goes on and just keep it up and keep it up, as the team just kind of.
Yeah, we got some. We obviously have good personnel for a full court press. Credit to our coaches. We mix some presses up, so some teams don't know exactly what we're going to at a specific moment. So I guess what you're thinking about on the offensive end is trying to be in the right spots. But if you don't know where we're going to be defensively, it's hard to do that. But credit to our guys. We've worked on it since the summer. We started the summer with one-on-one full court by ourselves. So it's a lot easier when you got 4 other guys looking at the ball. But yeah, we got some really good guys that can shoot the ball for sure.
What was that like one-on-one when you're just getting to know each other? You don't even know each other.
I think we went one-on-one like first day.
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna lie. He made me chip my tooth. It was like the first week of practice or summer workouts to competing at a high level, and one thing happened to the other.
Yeah, we started the off season with heavy ball, one-on-one full court. So give the defense a little bit of some time to get back, as the offense got a heavy ball, and then we switch it to a light ball, and Adams bang 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 bang, and he's run down the court and you got to catch him. So we did some good stuff in the summer, and ultimately I think what we did in the summer has really helped us grow overall, and helped us really trust each other and know that I know exactly what I'm getting competitiveness from the group.
Heavy ball? What's it like shooting a heavy ball?
We don't shoot any heavy balls. We just dribble them. Yeah. We just dribble those.
You ain't gonna hit rim with that.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, you're not getting that one up there.
How about the next game? Another big test on future court in North Carolina against Virginia. How excited is that, imagine?
We're as excited as ever. We're taking one game at a time. So we're focused on ETSU for right now. We'll break this down probably tomorrow, and then get our focus on Virginia. It'll be packed. We talked about ACC football championship will be there. Virginia's in the game. We know this is going to be an away game for us, so we're just going to prepare the best possible way we could.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Hell of a snap. Keontae. I didn't even see that. 15, 5, 5, and 5.
Triple nickel. Jeez.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
How's everybody?
Driving a Buick.
Driving a Buick. All right. Well, I thought, first of all, East Tennessee State coming in, I was really impressed watching them on film. You look at defensively, their numbers, their ability to turn people over, and then create offense through their defense, really efficient offensive team. So their ability to play on both sides certainly had our attention. I knew we'd have to play well today in order to be able to get the win, and I thought our guys did that on both sides of the ball. And so overall, pleased with the performance and the result.
I've heard you mention it more than one time about turning the defensive intensity up in the second half. You certainly did that tonight. That had to please you.
Yeah, we knew this team, when you look at their numbers, they came in, I think it was a plus 15 points per game that they're outscoring their opponents over the last 5 games. So the epitome of being a second half team that goes on runs. So, we knew that we'd have to play well. And then, also just it's a process, right? Just understanding what you got to do to be better. In Orlando, the last 2 games, teams made runs in the second half that hurt us, and so just understanding what's required for us to continue to grow as a team and get better. So I felt like we were able to do that today, and now we got to be able to sustain that.
Shane does it on both sides of the ball, but tonight, best offensive game, I would think, 27 points. What did you see out of him?
Well, it's always the same. Like their defensive game plan is to try to put pressure on you and turn you over. And so the ball movement was critical today. We ended up with, I think, 15 turnovers in the game, but most of them were of the, I should say, trying to make the right play. So the ball moved well, and Shane was the beneficiary of some of that ball movement, just in terms of the rotations that we were able to exploit, and the guys making unselfish plays, and then he was able to do what he does in terms of being able to get downhill and make plays.
How's Shane continuing to grow, or how are you pushing him to grow?
We're 9 games into it, so I don't think anybody's at their best right now. So we're all continuing to get better on both sides of the ball, understanding each other, understanding the system, understanding what we need to do to have success on both sides of the ball. I think it's more of a team thing.
Starters were out there until the end. How much is that a reflection of you got to play the system the way that's the way the game is now. You gotta.
Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to starters or not. I think we wanted to make sure that we put ourselves in position to play well, and I think it was more of a respect for their team and what they're capable of, and what I've seen on film that I thought we did a pretty good job of taking care of the ball, and they still had 11 steals. We still turned it over 15 times, and so we had 19 assists, which you love to see. But I felt like it was critical that we didn't let our foot off the gas and make sure that we took care of the ball and not let them go on the runs that I've seen them go on.
But we talked about it before. The net really likes those large margin of victories. Is that in the back of your mind at all?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it has to be, right? Because that's the reality of the sport. For me, I trust our group, and we need to continue to challenge ourselves all the way across the board to make sure we're as prepared as we can every single game to bring our best, right? And we know what to expect, and then understanding how individually to try to play to our strengths and become the best version of ourselves. So I'm going to challenge all of our guys to do that. I think that's why they're here. I think that's what they want individually, to try to understand how to do that, right? And so it's a process, right? It's not something that you arrive at like, okay, I had a good game a game ago, and so that's who I am. Or I had a bad game last game, and that's who I am moving forward. This is a moving target, right? Every game is different. It requires something different. So the maturity and the ability to bring your best, right, and prepare and understand every game is different, and you got to be prepared for what's coming at you every single game. And when you can develop that consistency, then you can become the best version of yourself, right? And we can become the best team that we can become. So that's how I see the game. That's how I approach the game. And that's pretty much all I can say about it. That's the only way I can look at it.
What do you think about how Jordan's coming along, from not being able to play at the beginning of the year to where he is now, just a couple weeks?
Yeah, I think his conditioning is getting better. I think if I'm sure you probably asked him when he was in here, but I think he's feeling more comfortable. Jordan went 5 months, without really playing, and then when he was able to get some consistent minutes, or some consistent reps in terms of just playing basketball, it was in live action in front of 14,000 people. You know what I mean? So, it takes time for him to get that comfort level. And I think with every game, he's getting more and more comfortable in terms of his conditioning and what he needs to do, and understanding better, our system in terms of what we're trying to do on both sides of the ball as well.
You guys announced the signing of a recruit from Belgium last week. What can you tell us about him and how you guys found him?
He's not here yet, so recruiting never stops for us. So yeah, we've got a lot of contacts. Our assistant coaches have a lot of contacts with people all across the country that put them on our radar. So we're looking forward to hopefully that the visa process and everything else that comes with that. That's a process. So we're gonna keep our fingers crossed that everything goes well, and we can solidify that.
Are you hoping to be eligible to play this year? Join you guys for this?
We hope so.
Damon wasn't here tonight. So-
Yeah, viral. Yeah, illness.
Given what you just said about the way you finished tonight, that was a good stubborn win tonight against a stubborn team.
Yeah.
Put up a
Yeah, I mean,
long
I
time to
think
get beyond
I think they're I think
8%.
they're I think they're going to be a really tough out in their league. You know, I think they got a really good group, and when I watch them on film, I'm impressed. You know, like we played Chattanooga out of their league last year, and they remind me a little bit of that. They're tough. They got some veteran guys. Really good system. The coach does a really good job with the group. So I think they're going to be a really good team.
Good win to have, given who you have coming up and conference in 3 games.
Well, I mean, we take them one at a time. You know, we take them one at a time. These guys had our full attention tonight. You know, and then we'll move on to the next one. We know we got a great opportunity and a great challenge in front of us. You know, going on the road here. I keep saying it's on the road. It's a neutral, but you know, I think we all know that their football team just made it to the conference championship, and I think they'll have a pretty good crowd at the game at noon on Saturday before the 8 a.m. championship game. So it'll be a road game.
Is that again, it comes about a little because you guys know Ryan Odom so well and you coach against him?
Yeah, I think relationships certainly help. And you know, I think hopefully the goal for us is to try to put ourselves in position where we can always be an option for teams, you know, like Virginia or teams from power conferences. They look at, you know, strength of schedule. They look at playing Dayton. It's not something that would be a negative, so to speak. And you know, I think we gotta hold up our end. You know, we got to put ourselves in position where, you know, we're you know, a team that you look at and it's a quad 1, quad 2 type opportunity, and you know, so that's on us to try to continue to put ourselves in that position.
Talking about the respect they have for you, what kind of respect do you have for Virginia as a program?
Same. You know, I think Coach Odom is a great coach. He's a great man. You know, and certainly they got a really good team. So, ton of respect. All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Take the party as usual.
Yeah, I know.